Hello, and welcome to another episode on Explained. Today, as you can see from the title, we are flying the mighty 747-400 on the British Airways livery. And you may have already noticed that this is not the default 747 that is provided by X-Plane, but rather this is a modded 747 by YesAviation, and one of the modder is actually part of the Zibo team for the 737-800 series, which you would know very well if you are part of the um, Explain regular flyers, or if you watch a lot of YouTube videos, you would know about the amazing work that Zibo has been doing. So today we are going to check out the 747 and see what they have done with this aircraft. And we are going to start off with the exterior of the aircraft. As you can see, the graphics may not be very well rendered, and that may be partly because I have a very weak graphics card to render this aircraft. So a lot of the things, especially the cockpit, is going to be very blurred out. One of the most impressive things, and you may be able to notice, is the reflection from the engines. You can see there isn't any lag, and it is pretty much very close to real life. So that is very impressive. And coming to the rear of the aircraft, I don't fly the default 747, so I cannot say whether this is available, but I noticed this red. I am assuming hydraulic lines that runs from the wing and the body of the aircraft down to the wheels. I'm assuming these are um, additional work done by YesAviation, so they look pretty good. I mean, it looks a little bit sort of cartoony, but um, I mean, it's probably a lot better than the default 747. So well done to them. Coming to the left side of the aircraft, we have the repeat of the engine reflections, and then we have the body of the aircraft, the wing, and then coming to the cockpit, we have two pilots on board today. So let's jump into the cockpit and have a look. And you may have noticed there isn't any sounds from the exterior, that I believe they are working on it, but currently there is no sounds. And inside the cockpit, you may notice that a lot of the textures are blurred out, and that is, I am assuming, because of my weak graphics card. So it has been sort of lowered. Um, so a lot of the things are probably not readable, which is a bit of a shame. Coming through here, the navigation display is not very good. A lot of the things need a lot of work to get done, because yeah, this is very low quality. Coming down to the FMC, they have done a little bit of work here. As you can see, They have an ACAS menu, but it doesn't work. So even though they have all these lists, but it doesn't work, which I'm assuming that they are going to implement it as they continue to progress on this aircraft. As you can see, I've already done some pre-flights, and the FMC is pretty basic, so there isn't much of a study level aircraft FMC. So a lot of the features are still missing, especially like the speeds calculation and such. They are not available. And I'm not very sure how to arm the speed brakes. If there is a way to arm it, let me know. But I'm assuming this is the arm position. So anyway, we are pretty much good to go. So what I'll do is I'll turn on the APU. And then I'll go ahead and call the pushback tuck.
Great news, Captain. Your tow's coming.
So we have APU. And as you can see, APU 2 and ground power 2 is not available. I'm not sure what the reason is, but hopefully they'll fix that when they, fix the aircraft. I don't know when, but hopefully soon.
All right. Looks like the doors and hatches are closed and we're ready to connect. Go ahead and hit that parking brake when you're ready.
So because we don't get the so we don't get to see the overhead panel, so I have a picture on my phone, so I'll be using that as my reference.
Welcome aboard, Captain. Tow's connected, bypass pins inserted. Go and kill the parking brake when you're ready to go. Here comes the pushback. Light 'em up.
Alright, we are pushing back from our gate. Alright, so I have my picture here. So far, everything here looks good. Coming to the center part, we have auto start, which is this one. I'm not sure what that is. So we will just continue. I believe that's NTIs, and that's it. That is window hit. Coming to the right side, we have yaw damper, we have manual pressure, And then we have zone reset, trim air. I believe that I'm not sure what those are. Maybe like high pressure or something of those. And then coming down here we have pack reset and high flow. And then we have the packs there. We can turn on the APU. So I think that's about it. And we are pretty much pushback and we are clear, right? So we can start 3 and 4. And the engine start is not realistic. Um, they start up pretty quickly, as you can see.
Just about done here. Go ahead and set your parking brake. And we're disconnecting the tow. Give me just a moment.
Alright, let's start 1 and 2. Alright, we have 4 good engines. Oil temperature always seems to take a
And
while,
we're disconnecting.
so
Signal
we'll
and pin on
just
the left. Take it easy and have a safe flight.
keep an eye on that. The flight controls are located here, but before we do that, let's switch off our APU. And on yesterday flight we have PAX 3 that have the off button light up, and today we have PAX 1, 2 and 3, so I'm not sure what's happening with that. So I'll just leave it as it is, because it seems like it will just work itself out. So yeah, we'll just leave it as that. Alright, so that's our flight control. Yesterday there was some issue with the rudder. It was showing when it was neutral, it was like over here for some reason. So we will see whether it is doing that again. And that's another issue. It go past that line over there, which it is not supposed to do that. And then we have the spoilers, and there is another bug over there. Alright, let's turn off the parking brake and get going. Alright, so our PAX off light is now extinguished. and the navigation display doesn't seem to link up because that's the plan, that's the map. So that's supposed to be the map. I think that's the VOR. That's the approach. That's the VOR, that's the approach. And that's the map. Oh, it could be right. I'll just need to turn on the weather, maybe. I'm not sure. Anyway, we should be turning right soon. Right, we'll make a right turn here at Victor 6, and that should bring us to the threshold of 28 right. And I'll need my two hands for the takeoff, so I'm not supposed to do this, but I'll just sneak across here and get over to 28 right. And yes, I'll put down my mic for the takeoff, and then I'll come back to you once we are airborne.
Approaching 28 right. On runway 28 right.
Alright, so as you can see, we are airborne. There are a few things that are, not working quite yet. So we have the speeds. There is no red line, so we don't really know what our flap extension speed is. So we are basically just guessing. And obviously there is no V1 rotate V2 speeds. Um, and as we were taking off, there were some indications, but they were wrong because I did try to rotate, but it wouldn't lift up. So that is inaccurate. So we are airborne, and let's turn around. Oh, there we go. That's what I want. Alright, so we'll just cruise at 6,000 feet. And I have autopilot on. The trim is, I'm not sure. It's really hard to see, as you can tell. You can't really see the indications. And I have assigned a manual trimming, but it doesn't seem to work. So I'll try to let the autopilot do as much work as possible. Alright, as you can see from the FMC, it is still thinking that we haven't reached our runway 28 right. So I'll try to see if we can just do that. So from our current position to Vulgar or Vogler, and see how that goes. So that is pretty far out, so we can probably cut it short. We basically maybe want to join it about 15 miles out. So right now we are 10 miles, that's 20, that's 40. So maybe at, I'm not sure what that is, ADME, let's have a look here. Adam, so we have to probably cut in at Adam, maybe at Wavy. So we'll see how it goes. Alright, I'll just descend down to 5,000 here. And my frame rate now is about 30 frames per second, and I'm running Vulkan. So normally I can get about 45. So that tells you that it is pretty graphic intensive. Um, so if you don't really have a high VRAM graphics card, then you may struggle to run this aircraft because it is pretty graphic intensive. Alright, we are coming to our 5,000 feet, and that is where Wavy is. So we are just about to be a beam Adam or Adam. So we will probably want to start slowing down. And I'll put in some flaps. Oh, and it is raining as well. And you can see rain is not simulated here. Well, I mean, as in you don't see it from the windshield. Let's start descending down to 3,000. So we are in Adam now. And we can start making our turn. So we will go direct to Wavy. And it seems like we are a little bit slow. we may want to turn on our NTIs just in case. And I am not very sure what those are, but I'll just turn it on. And some of the NTIs doesn't seem to work as well. So we'll just leave it as that. And I'm not sure why LNAV is not working. We have already shot past our localizer there, so we just have to come back and start bringing more flaps because we need to slow down. So as you can see, doesn't seem like LNAV VNAV is working. Alright, we are coming back on our localizer. So we can arm approach. We have localizer armed. I'm not sure why we are turning left. So it seems like the aircraft is not really that well tuned yet. It doesn't seem to be following LNAV, VNAV, and the localizer. So there still seems to be quite a lot of work that needs to be done. Let's go get around flaps 20. And we need to start going down. And 166 seems to be the lowest that we can go. So we'll just take that. And then I'll go manual. So I'll have to leave my mic and I'll come back to you once we have landed.
Too high. Too high. Approaching 28 right.
500. 400.
Long landing. Long landing. 10,000 feet remaining.
Okay, we are down, and I'm not sure what that bounce was, but we are down on the ground. And I forgot to arm the speed brakes. We are slightly off center line. But yeah, so this is a quick look on the YesAviation 747. As you can see, there are still a lot of work that needs to be done on this aircraft. Um, Hopefully they will be able to make it as good as the Zibo 737-800. That will be really great for the explained community, since we do need some really good aircraft to fly. Um, so yeah, I mean the 747 has been neglected for quite a while. So yeah, hopefully they'll get this aircraft fixed up, and um, yeah, hopefully we will be able to get a pretty good aircraft to fly in the future. I'll just show you around the cabin. So this is the business class cabin, I'm assuming, or the first class. And then if we go down, there is another part of the lower cabin. So this is the economy, and then we have the first class. Right in front, we have galleys, and obviously it is very um, low quality because um, yeah, they'll have to rework this. I think this may be the default quality, so it is not that great. But yeah, hopefully they'll be fixing up the cabin and the cockpit. But yeah, this is it. The YesAviation 747-400. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to give me a thumbs up. And if you have any suggestions on how to improve my videos, or any interesting routes or route, I don't know which one is the accurate one, but yeah, if you have any interesting routes that you think I should fly, leave them in the comments below. If you have any questions as well, leave them in the comments below. I do read every one of them, and I appreciate any feedback from all of you. And if you're new to my channel and you want to watch more videos, feel free to subscribe and press the bell button. And if you want to watch any more of my Explain 11 videos, they are on my Explain 11 playlist on my channel, so feel free to check that out. Um, but apart from that, I'll probably go back to my regular schedule, maybe in the next couple of days, depending I'm still waiting for my graphics card to arrive, so maybe I'll do another update for this 747 once I've upgraded my graphics card. But apart from that, yeah, I'll leave you all here, and yeah, I'll see you all on the next video.